Lamine Yamal, Ousmane Dembele, and Rafinha. These three guys square up against each other and see who is most likely to get the Ballon d'Or.
Stats can be deceiving. It's better to watch the football with your eyes and not a sofa score. The person influencing that game, causing all the havoc, that actually even made Rafinha to score, it will be Yamal.
Dembele winning in Champions League is going to
if you want to
change
say
the conversation.
Listen, if you want to say the Champions League, that means Dembele will have to score maybe like a brace or have like a 10/10 performance in the Champions. No, because no.
Football Banter.
Hey guys, welcome back to Football Banter, and we're super pumped to have you back on the show. Right here, we've got the regular guys, except there is no coach.
No coach.
Yeah, Coach is on break, and he'll be back with some really, he's going to come back with some fire. So you guys get ready. But today we're going to be looking at one of the most talked about issue in the football world, and that's the Ballon d'Or, right? We have several candidates who are deserving of the award, but three of those candidates, we're looking at those three like stands out, and that's Lamine Yamal, Ousmane Dembele, and Rafinha. Yeah. looking at these guys, you based on we'll talk about the criteria for the Ballon d'Or much later in the show, but we're just going to look at how these three guys square up against each other and see who is most likely to get the Ballon d'Or. On the previous episode, we talked about Lamine Yamal seeming to be peaking too early. Do you think he's going to sustain it? We had that conversation the last time. And if Lamine Yamal goes on to win the Ballon d'Or, do you think it will be perfect for his development or it will stall his development? But that's by the wayside. Looking at what we're focusing on here right now, we want to see who is most likely to win the Ballon d'Or between Ousmane Dembele, Rafinha, and the wonder kid on the block, Lamine Yamal.
Lamine Yamal.
In my opinion, I think of the three, yes, Lamine Yamal's got the buzz about him right now, but of the three, I think Rafinha is my guy. Considering the fact that Rafinha is a proper bowler, and in recent time, his form has been amazing. He has been outstanding. As a matter of fact, you can't rule out the success of this Barcelona team in this season without talking about Rafinha's impact and his leadership in the team. So he would be the guy for me over Lamine Yamal. And say Ousmane Dembele picks up the Champions League, then we can have a very tight conversation about if he's deserving of it. But if you look at contribution-wise, Dembele has also made some good contribution. But if you look at in comparison to Rafinha, I think maybe the Champions League is going to contribute. Is going to be the decider. But I think Rafinha is good for the trophy. What do you think?
Of course.
You can go on.
Of course, but we have to also look at the criteria for this year's Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
Number one, which is player influence. And when it comes to influence in the Barcelona team, I think Yamal is more influential than Rafinha. Yamal is
no.
It's one of the
When you say more, I'll leave Ebuka to answer that. So, but I don't think think Yamal is more influential.
We have
if you're talking about the influence, it's on different perspectives. Influencing the team as a leader, then Rafinha definitely is going to be above of that. But when it comes to influencing the play
on the pitch,
I think it's individual influence as a player on the pitch. For me, Lamine Yamal has that more than
I think what Yamal has, of course, that's what Yamal has is that flair. With his take-ons, the way he launches attack. That's what he's got. But I would not say.
Look, it's not only the flair. It's not only the flair because if you look at this, the output at which he creates with those flair, it's what influences our games. It helps the attack. The most influential player when it comes to playing our pattern in Barcelona is actually Pedri. Okay. But similarly with Yamal, Pedri and Yamal, they go hand in hand, but mostly Pedri. But for the sake of this conversation, it's Yamal.
Okay, but if you're saying it's Yamal is more influential on the pitch, which I'm not countering yet.
Yeah.
But are you downplaying Rafinha's impact?
No.
Because
I'm not downplaying his impact. Like I said,
because
he's the leader.
Yeah,
you
yes,
understand?
Yes, I agree with you. Here's why I'm saying that, because I would like to. I know sometimes the eye tests, yes, you can't really fault the eye tests, but if you look at Rafinha's contribution, goal, assist contribution this season, then you can make a case that he's more influential on the pitch.
Yes, but one thing that everybody needs to look. You see, sometimes stats can be deceiving, and sometimes it's better to watch the football with your eyes and not in SofaScore. Because if you watch the game, there are some games that Rafinha might have a bad game, but he might just have that moment where he gets the goal or an assist, and then bam, he's rating, and then he gets that stat. But the person influencing that game, causing all the havoc, that actually even made Rafinha to score, it will be Yamal.
Because if you check the assists, he has more assists than any other player.
Yeah, so that is the whole fact about it. He is the one causing the havoc. He's the one influencing the game. So Rafinha also influences, but it's not to the level of Lamine Yamal. He gets the final result, but Yamal influences.
Okay, so now let's say, in comparison from the points both of you are making right now, in comparison to when it comes to Barcelona, like we have Yamal and Rafinha. So when we're comparing both of them, you're placing Yamal in terms of influence, which is one of the criteria we're looking at.
Yeah.
Yamal comes top. But when now in comparison with Ousmane Dembele in the PSG team.
Now, that's where I want to actually even come in. You see, like I said also, sometimes don't watch football in SofaScore. Watch it with your eyes. If everybody watched the PSG team, we know that the most influential players in their attack happens to be Vitinha and Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. In fact, this resurgence of PSG this season that started in January was when they signed Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. They were playing nothing. They were being whooped in the Champions League. We all know where they were before January. They were already at the drop zone, elimination already. But when they signed Kvicha Kvaratskhelia and let some other players go, and then Enrique got things spot on, Kvaratskhelia helping in the attack, Vitinha picked from, and then boom, everything went up from there. So Dembele is the one getting the numbers. It's just like the similar cases with Rafinha, but just that between two of them, Rafinha has a better stats than Dembele. If you watch their game, yes, Dembele gets goals, he gets assists, but their most influential players on the pitch is Kvicha Kvaratskhelia and Vitinha.
But I'm Ibuka.
And also Hakimi.
Hakimi, right? True.
But your analysis right now, or with your point right now, you are playing down Dembele's impact. You cannot just say Dembele
has, look at his stats, that means he has impact. You understand?
He does.
Everybody has impact. Everybody impacts the team.
Because one of the...
But we are looking at the influence, like the people that cause... The influence is about, like I said with Yamal, I said, is the one causing the havoc that makes Rafinha to get the goal. You understand? So, he's the one that also causes the havoc that makes Rafinha to get an assist. So, the same thing also in the PSG team. Have you seen? Do you see what Kvaratskhelia did to Arsenal?
I did. I saw.
How many minutes did Dembele even play in the Arsenal game?
But when
look at what Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, and Hakimi
when
did.
Dembele entered, I think towards the end, he influenced that game. He gave an assist.
See,
So
Dembele
gave an assist.
Dembele is always a
that
problem.
assist was everything that sealed that game. So for me to totally rule out Dembele,
I'm not totally ruling him out.
For me,
he's
influential. And he has the experience. And he has gone from various clubs. He left a Barcelona club with such experience and went to the PSG club. Remember, PSG is a young team, and with someone like Dembele, he's bringing a whole lot. My only problem is the fact that he is injury prone, but you could see this season he has really dealt with his injury this Barcelona. So now, for me, I think he is one of the, if not the most influential player in PSG.
Dembele is, see.
And then remember, sorry. Remember, if you are talking about influence also comes with individual performance.
Yeah.
And when you are talking about individual performance, you cannot rule out the stats. And if you go through the stats in PSG, he's the one with the biggest stats.
Yes.
So now for me, he's the most influential.
So that means in Barcelona also, Rafinha. Now you said in Barcelona, Yamal is the most influential player, but Rafinha has all the whole stats, and now you're changing it for Dembele.
No, okay. If you are going to watch, if I'm going to watch a Barcelona game, I am obviously going there because of I want to see Yamal's creativity and his influence. Now Yamal, they make everybody now one watch Barcelona.
Yes,
that's the truth.
I know that is it.
See, first of all, we cannot rule out the fact that football is a team sport. So you are going to have everybody doing well in their position,
and doing their job well.
So when you say in the PSG team, Kvaratskhelia and Vitinha are more influential than Dembele, come on.
In their gameplay, that's what I see.
No,
that's what I see.
No. Kvaratskhelia is good, no doubt.
He's good.
Vitinha, of course. Vitinha is the engine.
Who causes
of the
more
team.
havoc? Look, let's get that influence. Well, let's read what this. They said individual performances, decisiveness, and influence. Now, with this, what they've said, that means if we are talking about it, that means it's have to be Rafinha for Barcelona and Dembele for this itself without even calling Yamal.
Good.
Because of what they said individual performances, decisiveness, and influence.
Exactly, that's what we're talking about.
You can still put Yamal.
You can still put Yamal. You cannot rule out. You can't rule out Yamal.
We haven't stopped right now.
You can't rule out Yamal.
The
three of them. You can't rule out Yamal.
We haven't stopped. That means we can say they are on the same level.
They are actually, but nevertheless,
not on the same level.
Perhaps the only thing that can separate these two is the Champions League.
Exactly. That's why I said. That's why I said.
The only thing that can
Dembele winning Champions League is going to.
If you want to
change
say
the conversation.
Listen, if you want to say the Champions League, that means Dembele will have to score maybe like a brace or have like a 10/10 performance in the Champions. No, because listen. Because if you want to use the Champions League now, see the Champions League, whether I like it or not. If PSG win it, yes, Dembele is part of their player, but it's the team, it's PSG. Now, if you want to go to their performances now, individual performances, Rafinha has a better start than Dembele in the Champions League.
Collective success and titles achieved is also part of the criteria.
Collective success and titles achieved.
Yes.
If they have won the league in PSG, they have won the League Cup. They are going for a Champions League, which they might win. We don't know.
Yeah.
Barcelona have won the League Cup, and they have also won the Super Cup. That is 3 trophies also. So now, yes, PSG will win a Champions League, which is bigger.
No, hold on. Okay. I'm glad you mentioned
PSG
that.
will win the Champions League, which is bigger. But if you look at this, everybody have won 3 trophies. Now, they'll now go and look at everybody's impact. Now, that same Champions League, who was more now if you want to go, who had a better Champions League in all of them? Yes, forgetting the fact that Dembele won it. Barcelona left at the semi-final is still good. It's not bad, even if they did not win it. But if you go there now and check for who was more decisive, who had more decisive moments in the Champions League, it's Rafinha. More than Dembele, more than Yamal. It's Rafinha because the stat says it there that he has been more decisive. Decisiveness is meaning your goals, your assists. That is it.
So, Ebuka, you are talking for Yamal, you're talking for Rafinha.
No, I'm being plain. The person I'm supporting is Yamal. I want Yamal to win it.
Yes,
I don't care whether it's age or I just
understand the bias.
I'm supporting him.
Yes, I understand the bias for wanting Yamal to win. Yeah, it feels good to have Yamal win, but this Ballon d'Or, is not Yamal's own.
No, man, I don't know. I don't
this
care.
Ballon d'Or.
He deserves it. Even if he does not win this one, they are still
it's not. In terms of deserving, we're not arguing whether he deserves it or not. Of course, he deserves. Everybody who gets on the list
deserves it.
Yes, everybody who gets on the list deserves it. But this particular Ballon d'Or is not Yamal's own, right? The Ballon d'Or is between Rafinha and Dembele.
Okay, yeah, to you.
There's a last criteria we have to.
Yes, let's look at it. Let's look at the last criteria.
Sportsmanship and fair play.
Nah, Rafinha dust everybody for that one.
Sportsmanship and fair play.
Yeah.
So when it comes to fair play, I'll give it to the Barcelona team. They have been fantastic this season. So I think they tick that box. But for the sportsmanship bar, what do you think?
Of course, I think Barca still gets it.
How about for the player?
Barcelona still gets it.
Rafinha.
Because I would not give it to anybody in PSG because watching their match against Arsenal, they were really especially the first game. They were really terrible. They were given so much foul. Like the fouls they were conceding to were really embarrassing. So I'm not going to give them that. In terms of that.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, continue. Finish.
I would give the Barcelona team, and of course by extension Rafinha. Barcelona showed greater sportsmanship and also fair play with how they handled they executed the game against Inter Milan. I'm using that as a yardstick right now. How they executed that game against Inter Milan was really was perfect. Was
now when you want to look at Real Madrid. Now we want to look at sportsmanship. I'm still giving it to Rafinha, like I said. Why? Because Rafinha, looking at the rise with the way it came up this season, we are talking about sportsmanship. It has to do with your everything about a sportsman, how you fight, how you respond to fouls, then fair play, how you respond to referees, how you do with your opponents. So the only time Rafinha had issues was with Brazil, that game against Brazil, but we already know how that and then we saw that after the game. Look at the way the Brazil Federation, the players normal. And everything, they came back, and that's fair play.
That's a normal thing
that's fair play. And we can see the way Rafinha led this young Barcelona squad till the time the captains of the team started coming. You see, Rafinha is actually the fourth captain of the team. He's not even the main captain, but look at the way he was. Look at the way he carried these young boys and the way he led them. The way he goes to meet the opponents, encouraging them in every game that Barcelona plays, the way he carries the fans along and everything, is the best sportsman so far in football this season.
Well, there isn't much to go back and forth with when it comes to talking about Dembele, Rafinha, and Yamal. Like I said, as much as everybody wants Yamal in there, the conversation is between Rafinha and Dembele.
No, now I'm going to come in here now. Lamine Yamal, to me, should win the Ballon d'Or this season. Because, yes, people say he does not have the stats. But I feel Ballon d'Or have shooted for. Ballon d'Or is not even his stats.
Okay, now let's focus
Ballon d'Or is not.
Let's focus our gaze on this criteria, because obviously Ballon d'Or changes criteria every single time.
And apart from that, is to tell you that it's not even his stats competition. Ballon d'Or don't care about. See, yes, you have stats to back up whatever you are going to do. And if you look at the three players, they all have great stats that's backing up what they're doing. Yamal has 41 goal contribution in 56 games. As a 17-year-old, this boy has 22 assists.
Are we playing the age game now?
Listen, no. It's also everybody's going to use what they have to use to compete for this. It's also one of the things that he's using to fight for this Ballon d'Or. In all of them, he's the youngest. And see, if everybody wants to say the truth, in the three of them, Lamine Yamal plays better than any one of them.
No, I'm not going to agree.
Look, no.
No.
Lamine Yamal
because no.
Like you said,
what do you mean by better?
What do you mean by better?
Like you said now.
What do you mean by better?
Sorry, it's more entertaining. Like you said, now,
it comes with the age. It comes with the age.
How many players of his age plays like this?
Younger Ousmane Dembele was also very fantastic,
but he was not as fantastic as.
And we had
Lamine
a Kylian Mbappe when he was young,
but he was not so fantastic as Lamine Yamal. Even Messi and Ronaldo were not like this at his age. So no.
I know you're trying to play the age game, right?
But it's part of thing. That's what he has.
Your
for the
point.
fight
Your
also.
point remains. Yamal of the three is more entertaining.
Yes,
and
that is why he's there. Because there are players that have better stats than Yamal and they're not there. Yamal is there because of the way he plays. Rafinha and Dembele are there because of stats. Take it or leave it.
What?
See, compared to Yamal.
See, by your logic, no. By your analysis right now.
Unlike Yamal, listen to what I said. Yamal is there because of the way he plays. He does not have stats like Rafinha and Dembele. Rafinha and Dembele are there because of their stats.
Ebuka, you said stats is not part of the criteria, but we have seen. We all witnessed how JJ Okocha was disrespected because he didn't have stats.
Look at this.
Okocha
was mesmerized, was entertaining, but what does he produce with all those things? You understand? If you're looking at the way Yamal plays, he's entertaining, but the output at which what he gives.
See, Ebuka, I disagree with you when you say Yamal doesn't have the stat. 19 goals.
He has the stat. I know, but
and 22 assists.
He has the stat, but not compared to those other two. And there are some people that still have a start. And for his age, he has a great start. But the reason why he's there was because of the way he plays.
In other words,
take it or leave it, not because of the
Yamal's small starting compared to the other two guys, plus the entertainment, should give him Ballon d'Or.
Yes,
that's Ibuka
start. He's the most entertaining player and the most exciting player in world football right now. And everybody loves Yamal.
Well, if there's anything that's been consistent over the years, the excitement does not give you the Ballon d'Or.
Wow.
It's the start that gives you the Ballon d'Or. We've seen it over time. We've seen it.
Rodri did not have stats, but he got it.
Rodri, well, Vinicius was robbed. Let's not even go there.
But people vote.
Vinicius was robbed.
What is happening is that people vote.
Well, we don't know because we've seen even the best of the best lose out on that.
Let's leave it to the voters.
At the end of the day, we'll leave that to you guys out there to let us know what you think between Rafinha, Dembele, and Lamine Yamal. I know there's been a lot of bias towards Lamine Yamal because of the age, like Ebuka is already proven here. But let's go into the stats, look into the stats, and actually, without bias, who do you think deserves the Ballon d'Or? No official list is out here. This is just us making our pick and our take on who should get the Ballon d'Or. So let us know what you think, and don't forget, the banter continues, even in the comment section.
Yeah.
Catch you.
Football Banter.